Hey guys, it's Will. Hopefully you're having a great day today. So, Big Bear AI today, what a move. We got all the stocks really pushing up. You got Nvidia up, you got AMD doing very well. We got a 62% open position on Black Sky, and BBAI continues to run up to $6 today. And this was the trade we made today. It was a perfect entry right there, and that was exactly what it did at market open. So guys, today we're going to be jumping into something really special, which is our virtual stock trading system. So I am hearing myself. So there we go. I don't know why I hear myself. There we go. There we go. Shouldn't be hearing myself. There we go. Okay. So can you guys see the screen okay? Can you hear me all right? Everybody can see and hear. We have, this is going to be the overview. So if you guys could see me and hear me, go ahead and comment in the chat and that you can hear and you can see and that we're good to go. I'm going to switch here. Can you guys see this blue screen on the screen? Yes, good to go. So we're going to jump right into this. This is our virtual stock trading system that we have been developing and building for you to maximize your returns. And essentially, we're going to focus on a few things. One of the main things we're going to focus on for today's session is how to find easy profit markets. Excuse me. This is the exact system that I've been using for 5+ years. It's the thing that allows me to pocket $1,000 weekly returns and pick highly profitable stocks in AI-driven markets with just about 20 minutes a day. So I'm going to get right into this. Are you guys ready? Ready to jump in? Comment, are we good? Are you ready to jump in? And for some of you guys, you've seen the virtual stock trading system. You understand the power of the system, and you're getting a taste of what it's like. For me to share this with you, I need to know that you are able to focus on it. That you're going to see what we share as we share the strategies, as we share the profit markets. I'm going to get right into it. This virtual stock trading system works for thousands of investors because it focuses on one thing: easy profit markets. So a lot of value and a lot of profits are in these markets. And if the term easy profit markets is new to you, totally okay. I'm going to explain everything. An easy profit market is a vehicle where your speed to profits is faster and your return on investment is higher than in non-easy profit markets. This means if you trade stocks in an easy profit market, you make more money more often for less time and money invested for portfolio growth. So we're staying to the end of this video, guys. You're going to get a custom profit plan strategy guide, so you'll always know the best stocks to buy. And let me clarify, in this video, what I'll be teaching you is how to turn profits from trading, whether you're starting with a large portfolio or a small portfolio, in stocks that you don't need to overanalyze, but by capitalizing on the profitable boom of AI, tech, quantum, and space, and with a plan. So I used to believe, maybe you believe this too, you can't grow your portfolio consistently because you don't have enough money. How many of you guys have ever felt that way? Has anyone ever felt like, I can't grow because I don't have enough money in my portfolio? See people saying yes. Some people are like, maybe that's not it. Maybe it's because you believe you don't have enough skills. Anybody believe that you don't have enough skills? That's the reason why. Or the emotional detachment to stick to a plan. Maybe that's what you find has been holding you back from growth, or you don't have enough time to find profitable stocks that are showing a big enough return. Sometimes it's finding the right stocks. Is that ever something that you find? How many of you guys feel like that's the thing, finding the right stocks? Or you simply don't have a green light where you feel confident enough to enter a trade, or when to exit, or you're not too late or too early. So there's a way out. And here's the process. Now, I just showed you guys at the beginning of the video just some of the gains that we're seeing, right? This is just in the last few weeks, but I want to show you guys how this kind of works. You're going to get profitable stocks added to your watch list. Buy them while they're undervalued, virtually on the go, for a hefty payday each and every month. And I like to compare the S&P 500. You might have the S&P 500 making 8% gains, which a $5,000 investment is about $400 profit. Whereas you can invest in AI and tech, and here's a position that I had on NVIDIA where the initial investment was a little bit more than that. It was about $1,500, or a little bit less than $5,000, and it ended up producing about $29,000. So this works for trading with 20 minutes or less a day. Now, I was in a 1-bedroom apartment. I was living with my wife, and I was doing solar as the actual construction, not the sales, like the actual project managing of a solar thing. I grew up, my dad worked in construction. My mom, she was a flight attendant for American Airlines for 20 years and also had a store where she had health alternatives for locals. It was like herbs and teas and things like that in our local town. And like when I was growing up, I learned kind of the blue collar stuff. So I was working in blue collar, and I remember not liking the amount of pay I was making, but I was putting $20 aside every single day. And I was putting it aside, and this was years ago. I had just met my wife, and I was putting about $20 a day invested into NVIDIA. And at the time, it was a $13 average price on NVIDIA. And then at the time of the screenshot, NVIDIA's price was $124. I don't know what it is now. I imagine that it's similar. It's somewhere in there. I mean, we could see, but I think it's up there. NVIDIA is doing well. It's probably around 140 or something like that. So what I learned is that by picking just 20 minutes a day in this stock, I was able to build about $19,000 in returns, or $18,000. So why am I telling you this? It's not to brag or anything like that. In fact, that's really not my intention. Is to give you guys the best value to make the most amount of money and not be sucked down by all of the different distractions and valueless stocks that get thrown at you. And then here is actually, this is, even if you made 58% with those market returns, like things going very, very well. And you can see that the easy profit market, focusing on NVIDIA during that time, loads more cash in a shorter amount of time. It was $15,000 on that initial basically $5,000 investment. So you could see that it outperformed the SPY. So I just performed simple analysis of the company, took up the opportunity to enter a position, and then watched as billions in volume flowed to the stock and grew my position before cashing out. How many of you guys want to learn this? Is that something that you guys are excited about? Because I remember when I was learning about investing in the right markets and I was struggling to get it. And once I learned this is when I built the skill that allowed me to invest in stocks that paid off. And now, I mean, you guys see like some of the trades and investments we make all the time and how we're able to do it on a consistent basis. It's really because of this right here. So there was no fancy indicator, no big news catalyst, no complicated analysis strategy, just a stock with an undervalued status. And I identified it before buying and had a proven strategy to generate a return. I like to share this in case you guys don't know. Some of you guys have been following the channel a lot longer than some others, and some of you guys are just joining us here. But I live just outside Lake Tahoe National Forest at the base of the Sierra Nevada mountains with my wife. We're just outside the noise of Silicon Valley. I've been married to Tammy for about 3 years, and they've been the best years. And you can see some of the amazing things that we do consistently. And I attribute a lot of this to our financial habits. Because when we first got together, one of the things that I learned was that the number one cause of divorce was financial literacy or financial problems. And I was like, I'm not going to let that be something that is a struggle for us. So built the skill of investing for years, even before that, and then really started to see the results of it about 2 years into our relationship. And also, I don't really want to spend too much on the bragging side, but guys, this is not bragging. This is you. We've grown our YouTube channel to over 20,000 people. And some of the responses that we see, and that's a Big Bear AI photo from a while ago, but today it also hits $6 or $7. It's up there. The returning viewers is something that I find to be like the biggest key. I love it. So all of the things that you guys share with me are what get me super excited. And the people that I've gotten to meet along the journey have really made the difference. And I can skip through all this because some of you guys have seen it. But basically, I think that most people on YouTube zap your energy, zap your motivation, because you find that people that are investing in different stocks they don't understand, it becomes not intrinsically valuable, and you end up wasting your time on pump and dumps. How many of you guys have ever found that people that focus on a bunch of stocks on YouTube that you find oftentimes aren't focusing on real value? Have you ever found that? I've been saying that that's one of the keys, is differentiating, but it's so hard with so much noise. Yes, I love it. So I'm going to jump in, and over the next few minutes, we're going to learn how to identify hundreds of undervalued stocks throughout the tech sector and dozens of great deals ready to buy. Are you guys ready? I'm going to jump in here. You guys ready? We're going to jump in. Dinesh says, it's finding the right stocks at the right time. So as we continue to build out some of the movements in finding the right stocks, the number one thing that has really helped me grow is just, value-based trading. Some of you guys might say it's just value-based trading. That's exactly what it is. And you might say, how is this so different than just any other movements? Like, why else would you be focused on value trading? In a nutshell, it's just value-based trading, which is why anyone can do it, and it's so simple. But the key to what I'll be teaching you here today is doing it in the right market, not just online. So we're going to go ahead and jump into the right markets. What are the right markets? Well, here's the deal. Not all markets are created equal. Think about your situation. Some markets are indexes that have very slow moves and are dragged down with diminishing returns. And in other markets, profits are higher, there are a lot of new technologies, and market cap saturation is far less. Now, if you're trying to make money in non-easy profit market as a long-term or a short-term investor, you're 100% working harder than you have to and probably not getting the results that you want. Can you feel it? How many of you guys are there? Do you feel like you're in the right market? Do you feel like there's room for improvement? Here's how I learned this. So I'm an innovator in that I like to work on new technologies. I like to also trade stocks almost every single day. We get up at market open. I've been doing it for years, and I didn't decide to start building this YouTube channel really until about 6 months ago. And now we actually do it with a lot of people where we go live. But in the process, I get to do this really cool thing, which I get to coach a lot of investors and traders in tech, in AI, in energy, in quantum computing. And every week, as a part of my study, I get to parachute into a new portfolio and I get to help investors identify opportunities. So this process gives me a boots on the ground insight into markets across the world. And you guys have those insights as well. And a lot of it, the insights I get come from you. And what you'll notice in this presentation, there's nothing here that is not already shared. There's nothing in this presentation that's not already shared. I mean, I'm going to share with you value-based strategy. So I started paying attention to my investors' success, and I found something that I didn't expect. This is actually a true story. So one week, I get picked up in a nice BMW by a guy with a strategy in AI markets, making 1 to 2 trades per month. Now, some of you guys might say, and we'll get into this actually, but the next week, I get picked up by a guy pouring his money into index funds, but he's driving a beat up minivan. Now, I'm not going to get into the materialistic side of things. You guys know I personally I have an older classical car. I'm not someone that's like super materialistic, things like that. But most people tend to think the guy that's driving the BMW is growing faster and bigger because he has more skill than the guy in the beat up minivan that's not making as good of returns as the guy in the BMW. But that's not what I found. In fact, what I found and what mattered most was not the person, their diversified portfolio, their skill, or anything else. The number one thing that leads to success was the market they focused on. And that could be great news for you. Many investors, they burn out not because they lack discipline, but because they waste time in markets with no edge. And if you've been struggling and wondering how to make cash returns from investing, being here today will show you how this is, why it's not working, and what exactly you can do about it. So success is right there within reach, and you just have to make the small adjustments that most people rarely tell you about. And if there's one thing that I want you to take away from your time in this class here today, it's not you, it's not the strategies you've learned, the effort that you're putting in that keeps you from making extra money, quitting your job, or adding another $10,000 a month to your portfolio. It's your markets. Now write this down. The market that you choose to invest in will make you more money than your skill. At this point, we could all agree that number one, not all markets are created equal. Some markets will make you more money faster than others. And you can continue to settle for the average investments returns that most people get in index, or you can follow a proven system to get results. Now, I know I'm cutting straight to the point. How many of you guys like Will's going straight into it? He's calling it out. I mean, normally we don't always go direct to the source of the problem, but this is what I've found. If you get this and you really understand it, And what I'm telling you here today, then old bad results can disappear and you can start getting the results that you want. Do you get it? You guys get it? You understand? So more importantly, with the information that you've come up with, will you do something about it? Are you going to make a change? A lot of the difference between people that see the exponential returns, the growth, versus those that struggle is going to be acting on that information. So once I realized this and I learned how to capitalize on it, things changed and old results started to disappear. Making money got a whole lot easier, and my portfolio has never been the same, and my earnings have skyrocketed. So I just want to say this. Number one, you're not alone in your investment journey. It's not your fault. And there's a simple solution. That's what you'll learn here today. This is why Thomas was dead wrong and how this revelation ended up producing $6,000 in just 2 short days. John says we entered a stock position in a technology market last week and we've gained 16%. Now's the time to find our next pick. Love your system. So the market that you choose to invest in will make you more money than your skill. And this is the next moment that was a paradigm shift for me. Focusing all of your efforts on the right markets will produce better, more consistent, and faster results than going bigger and spending more. This means you can make more money by spending less money on assets to make returns by focusing on first specific markets and then on specific sectors in those markets. So I'm looking for something from you here today. If the idea of making more money faster by investing less money in the right markets sounds good to you, commit to it. One of the number one causes of failure that I've found after talking with thousands of investors is focusing on things that suck your money. How many of you guys have you guys ever got into a trade or made a trade where you buy it and it just absolutely tanks or something? Maybe it's a pump and dump or something like that. And you say, gosh, that was no fun. What am I doing with this trading or investing? What was that? What was that supposed to be? How many of you guys have ever been in that position? So essentially what I'm saying is commit to making the change. You know what's funny? People think that it's like they have to be disciplined and I gotta be disciplined in my investing. And I gotta have a plan to make the money that's gonna change my life or whatever it may be. And I'm telling you, you can design the trading plan that you want. You can design the strategy that you want. You don't have to feel like you have to do it and it's this discipline that you gotta gruel on by. It can be simple for you. You guys get what I'm saying? Like, how many guys are hearing this? Okay. So make the decision right now that you're committing to doing things differently than you've done in the past because you're committed to get the results you want. Go ahead and comment, guys, in the chat. I want to see how's our active here. How active are we? Kevin Riley says, Will, you're the man. I stumbled upon the channel on CTM, read it about 2-3 months ago. I've learned so much already. Seriously considering StockMate. Hey, I love it. Is it okay if I share some cool things with you at the end? You might have there. Some of you guys, it might not be for you, but some of you guys might find it to be perfect if you're looking at StockMate already. So Aaron says greetings. So the chat, here's what I'm looking for. I want you to comment, I'm committing to it. Commit to it, commit to it, commit to it, commit to it. Comment commit to it. And someone says, it's crazy that I've been doing that over and over and expecting different results. Bing, 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 bing. Yes, exactly. Commit to it. All right, I see some comments. I see commit to it, commit to it. There's Aaron Johnson. Okay, we got Daniel's in the chat. Let's go, Daniel. And I'm saying, say it like you mean it. Commit to it. Yeah. No, commit to it. Make the change. Do things differently. That's when you're going to see the results you want. So imagine picking an easy profit market, identifying the most profitable path in that market, and then putting all your effort on making money with the right stocks. Stocks that are already filled with untapped returns, and they have that institutional attracting value where institutions will be actively buying. So some of the industries include artificial intelligence, autonomous sensory technology, machine learning, robotics, LLMs. We focus a lot on these. Quantum computing, space stocks. So write this down. The secrets to fast, regular paydays are the markets where you can make the most money must be chock full of businesses and easy profit markets of stocks, and the markets where you can make the most money must be chock full of institutional attracting value. The technique you'll learn today is called value unwrapping. So we're going to jump into another technique, and it can be done on your laptop or your phone. You get to choose wherever you're doing it. So let me explain here. There is this focus on the left where you have index funds, where you spend money and wait with little to no pay. And this is where most people have their investing strategy. And then over here on the right, you have the AI boom. You have what's happening with the technology, the exponential growth we're seeing. There's lots of competition though. And the FOMO and the pumping causes serious unprofitability. But then there's this overlap, and this is the honey hole with lots of profits and growing AI stocks. And there have been changes in the financial industry over the past 4 years with more to come, which is why what I'm teaching you around this honey hole is so important. Imagine having a strategy to select the best stocks that are chock full of profit before deep-pocketed banks buy. And imagine having a step-by-step blueprint that you can follow. Oh, there we go. Sorry about that, guys. Excuse me. And sell those stocks to the richest market makers from the comfort of your phone while on vacation with your family or traveling the world and living life on your terms. So before we continue, I want to make something clear up front. My system's not about making the most profitable trade, although some of them are very profitable, many of them. If you're 100% only interested in that most profitable trade, that's a mindset shift we're going to have to look at, but that's the rest of the training might not be for you. Because what I'm going to teach you today is all about finding and making consistent trades easier. Trades that you can win and repeat day after day, week after week, month after month. So even if you've tried before and failed, I'll show you exactly why this system is different and why none of Wall Street teaches this same technique. And as I mentioned, before I even get into this, what I'm sharing with you here today is not something that hasn't been shared. I found that some of the best information actually gets lost in all the distraction, but what I'm sharing with you is going to be value-based principles that have stood the test of time and apply to multiply money and continue to grow. So The key to success is consistency that allows you to create a deal finding system so regular paydays become expected and normal. And I'm talking about the kind of consistency. How many of you guys are looking at this? You're saying, I'm looking for this. The kind of consistency that allows you to quit a job, to get your significant other fully on board, so you can go full-time in on trading money for more money industry, or turning money into more money. So this is the kind of consistency that allows you to keep your financial partners happy if you have them. Some of you guys do, because they can make more money before media hype hits. So a big key around the growth of any portfolio is actually getting there before media hype. So consistency plus speed equals success. The AI sector isn't just any market either. You could look at quantum, you could look at space tech, you have all these different things. It's kind of chaos. But there's just one thing we look for. It's where innovation meets profitability. There are specific stocks that are primed for exponential growth, and they're oftentimes overlooked. And you only need to capitalize. This is the other paradigm shift that I had. Excuse me. I sneezed a couple times. The other paradigm shift I've had is you only need to capitalize on the prime segments in an easy profit market and trade just one stock, it could be per month, to make a killing with this system. Most people tend to think they need to build a fund that competes with the biggest and best institutional traders to make money. Most people think, and maybe you think this way too, that you need to learn to implement 17 different ways to trade stocks, buy an index fund, have insider info or loans ready to fund all their investments, and that you need to have 10K, 100K, $1 million or more just in cash in your account each month to really cash in. But that's not true. And to be frank with you, I think that's one of the hardest ways to try to be successful and see triple-digit annual growth rates. And it oftentimes leads to failure. So what I want to share with you and what I want you to realize is that with the right markets, every month there are hidden growth stocks that are extremely set for growth ahead of the media coverage. We're in a golden age today. The type of growth we're seeing is unprecedented. How many of you guys have ever looked at the markets, kind of been a little unsure or something, and then really looked at the technology and said, oh my gosh, there's no way we don't continue up with all the value that's being created? Have you ever done that? And then you maybe you invest, maybe you don't invest, but you have this feeling where you're like, stocks are just going to go up. And not only are there real value creations, because I've had this conversation where someone said, Will, why do stocks continue to go up? Aren't they overvalued? I said, they're creating more value. Now, of course, there's also the inflation side of things. But here's what you need. You just need one stock that meets your criteria to scale quick analysis into $10,000 paydays or more. And by focusing on a single high growth AI stock or company that fits the system's proven criteria, you can eliminate distractions and amplify your returns. How many of you guys, does that sound good to you? Wouldn't that be awesome? Have a proven criteria, like a checklist you go through? So my system teaches you to get laser focused in on the right markets and the right analysis in this market, and then in buying in the right way to grow. When you're focused in the right markets with the right analysis and on the right profit plan, you guys talk, you hear us talk about it, the 3 stages, the 3 steps to analysis. You ever hear us say, we're going through these 3 steps. You don't need to be a trader pro. You don't need to master a complicated strategy. And you don't need to frustrate yourself on the analysis side trying to put your money to work only to come up short. And I call this the trifecta. It's when you have the right market set up with the right analysis and the right profit plan. When you use the trifecta and you use it to your advantage, you can screw up. It allows you to screw up most of what the gurus tell you that you need to learn and master. And you could still get profitable stocks in the market and put thousands each month into Hip Pockets National Bank, my favorite bank. So let me lay this out. Most people, they buy stocks in a state of hope. Your market, the struggle, it might look like this. You got about 500 stocks or a bunch of different stocks and you're looking for growth in. So let's say you got an 8% return on the $10,000 investment. You're looking at about $800 on the return. And every once in a while, your market might look like this. Yeah, you buy in a state of hope, but you struggle a little bit with a good trade every once in a while. So every once in a while, out of the struggle comes maybe a $4,000 trade or something like that, where you win. And Aaron says a really cool thing. He says, hope everyone is screenshotting the PowerPoints. Yeah, I mean, screenshot it away. I guess that's like the way now, unless you're taking notes. And how many of you guys have been there where you kind of like have like losses and you're struggling, you're like making like average returns or things like kind of moving, and then you hit one and it's like, oh, that's a good trade every once in a while. And you're like, oh, and that gives you the hope. Like maybe that's where you're like, oh, if I could do that more, then that's where I'm going to see more consistent. If I can get consistent around that, I'm going to see more money and it's going to be worth it for me. So AI and all the tech markets we cover is the single greatest opportunity to capitalize on and trade in our lifetime. And here's the truth. The market, it doesn't reward effort. Now, it does reward service. It does reward, there are laws to this. But the market doesn't reward effort when it comes to the stock market. It rewards positioning. I can try really hard and I can give it a really good go, but if I don't have the right positioning, then it's not going to be the right trade. It's not going to make me money. And the biggest players in the stock markets are already positioned, maybe not perfectly, but pretty dang close to perfectly, and capitalizing on opportunities that most traders never see. So why do companies like Microsoft and Tesla consistently lead in the market value, Google? And how do AI and tech stocks skyrocket before the average trader even hears about them? And the answer isn't luck. It's access to the right information at the right time. Now, imagine that you had that access, knowing which sectors are about to explode before the news hits, grabbing profits others miss because they're focused on the wrong markets, positioning yourself like the pros, but with none of the complexity. So this isn't about how to be necessarily only in the right market. This is about trading in the prime segment of the right market and what actually works. So as we've seen, the best investments over the last 100 years start with modern wealth. There was railroads and oil and industrial power, which was the number one investment. Then we moved to real estate booms where land and homes and post-war prosperity kicked in. Tech began to change things with Silicon Valley, computers, the internet, and the crypto revolution, digital assets, and decentralized finance, putting us well on our way to having a global new financial economy with gains that haven't been seen in decades. And AI, the opportunity of our lifetime, is a once-in-a-history shift that's happening right now. We're in a golden age. This is the part where human beings have been waiting for thousands of years to be exactly where we are. Now, my system creates a state of expectancy. Your portfolio may look like this. You get the 500 stocks, all these different stocks you're picking and choosing. 8%, they could barely beat inflation potentially. That's where you're at. Now, some of you guys have been following the channel, and I would hope that there are some things where you're able to pick out some of the 10% of the market that have those 150% returns. How many of you guys have made a result as of picking out the smaller slice of the market? Anybody? Or how many of you guys are stuck in the, I have too many stocks and they're dragging down my returns? Because I remember when I first started investing and I was just starting some college classes at the time. And I remember thinking to myself, there is no way that not one of these stocks is going to go up. And I had bought all these stocks. I was really proud. And I was like talking with my friends, and we didn't have much money. All the money we get, we like put it in. It wasn't that money, but it felt like a lot because it was all we had. And I would say, I'm going to buy all these stocks and one of them is going to go. What happens is you have this drag down of the average and you don't see the returns you're looking for. And so that 50 stocks, that 10% of the market is what drives the growth. They carry the market. And that's the shift that I made, that when I started making that, I started finding returns that were well above average. This is also where long-term gains are made. And this is also where the AI boom is located. I see Nick commented, yeah, Will, today I was up 110K with BBAI because of your last video. Those are the types of lifetime, those are things that for some people, Nick, I don't know what your mindset is around that in that comment. Maybe you gotta, for you, that it's a good win and you're excited about it. Some people, like when they hear that, they're like, that would be life-changing, right? So my system fills this gap of opportunity. You have the AI boom, which we focus on 1 to 4 or 5 stocks. In this case, you do have Big Bear and Palantir just kind of as a picture of an example there. This is where I focus about $10,000 or more near-term cash returns. That's what I'm looking for as far as returns when getting started. Those are the stocks, the AI boom stocks that go from $500 to $5,000. They could turn an investment like that, the 10x. Then you have high yield holds. Some people don't realize this, but there's a change. As we mentioned, the world economy. There are some high yield holds that I've found that have made a difference in some of the allocation of my capital in crypto. And I found cyclical cash flows kick in there, and that's part of the second piece of the strategy as well. And then my system increases the value of your portfolio with long-term AI growth stocks that you can buy and hold, that are those $1,000 investments that have the potential to be turned into $10,000 or more. Now, the goal here is $15,000 per month with assets and 3 assets per month per market. Now, some people say, that's a lot of capital. I don't know if I could get there. And others are saying they got a different temperature model and they're saying, I'm already making $15,000. I have friends that are making $150,000 per month in the market. And another friend I have that's making well over $1 million a year in returns. And he's just getting started. So it really depends. Now, the government is clear that I can't make income claims and I can't make promises or guarantees of success or of making money for someone that uses my system. But as I mentioned, a lot of what I shared with you is based on values that already exist. And that's the key. I'm only telling you what's possible if you learn, you put in the work, and stick with it. And the truth is, I don't know you. I don't know how hard you'll work or if you'll even follow my system. Now, I almost have to revise this because I do feel like I know a lot of you guys. You share so many of your trades with me. You share so many things that are happening in your portfolio. But some of you guys are just tuning in for the first time, and that's totally okay as well. And if it's okay, can I get into the next part of this here? I don't know if you'll make any money or not. And in fact, as with any investment, you could lose money. So here's what I do know. The stock markets, it's never easy. But the most simple way that I know to make extra money, create sizable sums investing, is to trade assets in easy profit markets. It's what I've been doing for years, and it's what I've been teaching for years. And it's proven to work when people put in the work and work through the roadblocks that always seem to show up. So this is a transition in the training. Make sure that you're taking notes here. And write this down. Simple systems scale. Or take a screenshot. That was a good call out earlier there. You guys ready to jump into the next transition? Go ahead and comment down below. Where are we at? So my system's broken down into 10 steps. It's a repeatable process. And it's based on the trifecta of the right market, the right analysis, the right plan. And when you do that right, finding profitable trades is simple. So let's dive in here. Step number 1, easy profit markets, picking the top 3 assets. So my easy profit market stock selection process, it's based on 7 proven criteria. And here's how we rank stocks. Compare first to your current watch list. I see there's a typo there that I'll have to take a look at. Watch list, it says. Select your top 5 possible stocks. This is where you rank each stock based on these 7 selector points. These are the ones that I've found to be based in value that work consistently. Number 1, growth potential. Selector number 2 is momentum. Selector number 3, the institutional backing. And that's a variable because it could vary based on institutional backing versus institutional attracting value. Selector number 4, AI relevance and innovation. Look at this. This is the question. If you could quickly and easily find the fastest to profit markets and you had a simple system in place to profit and get X times profit collected every quarter, would you? That's the question. And I see a comment there from Real Estate Rescue Podcast says, check out CYCU. I'd be more than happy to take a look at that company. And I appreciate the comment there. We will have a look there. Step number 2, easy profit markets, finding the hottest stocks. This is where I create a trading plan, which is how you'll find ready to buy stocks that become growing assets. The keys here are to know where smart buyers are buying, who those buyers are, and what price to act on. So think about it. When you know those 3 things, finding stocks that are ready to grow is simple. So it's these 3 things: where smart buyers are buying, who those buyers are, and what price to act on. That's the institutional backing indicator. So what question I have for you here is, if you had a system that taught you exactly which stocks to buy before they explode, helped you act fast without stress or confusion, and let you do it again and again to grow your portfolio, would you? Of course you would. It's step number 3. Easy profit market, picking the undervalued stocks. Using the trading plan that we just created, you'll hone in and build watch lists of just undervalued stocks. This is what keeps your investing risks low and what gets you a higher than normal number of winners in a market that is projected to grow. So remember, you're only investing in 3 assets each quarter in each market. Just that prime segment of the market. That's it. There's nothing complicated or hard here. Then you're going to use my AI predictor to make accurate trades that investors are already eyeing and price your entry for maximum profit with minimal risk. This is awesome. So the question is, if you could make trades perfectly priced in for explosive growth without doing complex research, without endless chart analysis and mediocre returns, with little to no risk, would you? These initial steps make up the foundation of the trifecta: the right market, the right analysis, and the right plan. So Ron says, I used to trade options. I lost a lot of money because my research was pretty bad and I didn't have time. But now I spend less time and get higher quality research and my portfolio value is increasing. Vish says, I'm thrilled to share that my portfolio has grown by 3% in a day and 10% over the past month since I joined this, largely thanks to the strategies discussed. Michelle made over $80,000 from my trades in the last few months. That was the first shell shocker I had about a month after I started this YouTube channel back in, it was October. And I got on the phone with Michelle and she told me how she was trading alongside with me. Charles says, this is from Stockmate, says $1,200 gain following the live trade over 2 weeks using 5,000. Charles has a pretty unique situation. He says, it's my pleasure to follow Will every day in the morning from 6:30 to 7 for live trading. Surprisingly, it's very easy to follow and easy to understand how it works. Most of the times I'm just getting myself ready and listening to the live sessions and doing the trades along with Will, and it just works out well. A couple of days I did trades myself. I was able to make some money as well with the strategy I picked up from Will. So he says, I love to comment in the chat and live sessions if I have time, yet I'm just too busy getting myself ready in the morning. So never had a chance to say anything in the chat, but I want to take my time here to say thank you and hope that we all grow from this and enjoy investing journeys together. And we got some other people who said they had similar experiences and that it was encouraging. So thank you, Charles. And the other interesting thing about that is how he didn't have time, but he made it work. David says, Will, I'm loving everything about your system. I made about 13% annually in index funds. But I realized there's more emerging markets that are new, and I finally feel like I'm ahead of the game. So since you've learned the keys to the trifecta and the 3 of the 10 steps in my virtual stock trading system, I want to show you how I personally run my portfolio to maximize profits and minimize risk. So to teach you the rest of my system, I've decided to take a little different approach because I think it will help you and it will make it easier for me to teach. The reason I think this will work the best is because tying the entire system together is all about creating consistent, repeatable results and eventually getting AI to do 93% of the work for you. So you'll find opportunities. Let AI-powered tools do most of the heavy lifting for you, analyzing markets, spotting undervalued assets. I find that to be a really cool part. Now, it's not the main thing here, but that's where things are moving. So the question is, if you could get an AI to do, you only pay when it makes you money, to do 93% of the work for you, would you? So it's going to be the ultimate evolution of this system. But even though that tool is still in the early stages, you don't have to wait to start seeing the results. Now, guys, many of you sent me messages over the past few days after watching the virtual stock trading system mastermind session that I shared with everyone. And is it okay if I jump in? For some of you, this won't be the right fit, but for some of you guys, this will be perfect for you to start learning how to take more action and implement this. I just want to hear from you guys. Is it okay? Can I jump in and share with you this stellar offer that I have for you? I want to see in the chat from you guys and what that looks like. Okay, and I see yes, yeah, I go for it. Awesome. Getting absolutely. Okay, let's jump in. You asked if I would make the virtual stock trading system available since I've only taught it to a small select group of investors who got exclusive access. The system has been off the market for months, and only a handful of people have ever had the opportunity to learn and apply these strategies who you heard on the recorded mastermind session if you were tuned in. That makes the information I'm about to share with you even more valuable because very, very few people even know this information, and no one can normally get it right now. So, after receiving a literal outpouring of requests for access to the system over the past few days, what I've decided to do is reopen a small handful of VIP spots for just a few of you to have on this training. And the truth is, since I wasn't planning to reopen the system, and because I'm only making a very small number of spots available, I'm not offering it at the regular price. So normally, my complete virtual stock trading system, when it's available, sells for upwards of $4,800. And honestly, it's a steal at that price when you consider the ROI traders have achieved with this system. But I'm not opening these VIP spots today at that regular $4,800. Why? Because I was already going to teach you everything you've already learned today anyway. This isn't about the money. Money's involved because the growth of our company is based on how much value we can bring to you. And this is about you. Now, if you want a simple to follow step-by-step system that walks you by the hand, peels back the curtain, and shows you exactly how to leverage AI and how to enter the best markets for maximum growth, create consistent results with a proven process, this is for you. This is for new traders who want a foolproof step-by-step system to start trading on the go with confidence. This is for experienced and successful investors who are ready to scale and build consistent growth, whether you're working or not. Oh, and you can thank me later if you'd like. Since I wasn't planning to open these spots, I'm making this a total no-brainer by giving you a crazy 75% off discount of the $4,800 system. But this is extremely limited. So why am I doing this? First, I'm planning to record all the sessions this time and make it available to a few more people. And by getting in now, you have a major advantage and an early start over everyone else. There aren't always opportunities where you're in early and you can take advantage of the head start, but this is one of those times. So do yourself a favor, don't miss it. Second, I know that after you follow each simple module and apply my virtual stock trading system training and market selection process, you'll start identifying high growth stocks just like I do. And the AI boom of 2025 is filled with so many untapped opportunities. And remember, you only need one great trade a month to change everything. So let's take a closer look at the virtual stock trading system. Now, I'm going to show you the full breakdown of all 6 modules. It's 6 weeks, Zooms, and we're going through another module series. And the first module is a $497 value. It's a quick start guide. The complete trading system overview, we start with the end in mind. Create an easy to follow step-by-step plan, no overhead, no cash, luck, or experience needed. Get your life back by working less and making more money and less trades that profit faster and more consistently. So this is where you learn how to scale your portfolio. Number 2 in the virtual stock trading system, module 2, is picking high growth markets step by step. This is the stock selection. We talk about assets, assets, assets. No gurus teach this. You learn the step by step how to identify undervalued AI assets for the fastest speed to profits. Make how to compare and rank stocks based on my proven criteria easy. You'll learn how to master that. and create a stock profit plan from top to bottom. Module 3 of the virtual stock trading system is finding the honey hole. That's that honey hole we talked about, that is the market analysis and the stock pricing, whether you're focused on established AI giants or hidden small cap opportunities. This module helps you uncover hidden pockets of profit. You'll learn how to create a profit path that will get you sales fast. This is the most exciting module, and nobody teaches this. Skip the complexity and let the system show you the fastest path to profit. When I say sales, I mean buy and sell faster. Dynamic and profitable pricing. This is module 4. It's a $997 value. Learn dynamic entry and exit pricing. So to be honest, the number one thing in this module is going to be your entries and exits and executing a plan. Your profitable trades depend on knowing when to enter and exit the market, and everything we teach could come down to just this one thing, the entries and the exits. If you're not buying assets, you're not making money. Learn my dynamic entry and exit price method for consistent gains. Module 5 is my 7-point framework to find high growth AI stocks. This is where you build undervalued AI assets in emerging markets. Stop wasting time on pump and dumps you don't need. This gets results fast, simple, and it gets results. Today, I won't waste your time. I'll teach you the top 5 ways to build your undervalued AI picks in this module. Module number 6 is building your explosive portfolio. This is how you scale for long-term success, and it's a value of $997. How to get AI to do 93% of the work for you. My exact 4-step value unwrapping for cryptos and stocks, and you can learn how to manage each asset with precision. This is where you structure your portfolio, build for growth, and no matter the market conditions, you'll have a step-by-step stock analysis framework you can copy and paste for consistent, repeatable results. So the virtual stock trading system, you get the complete system, all 6 modules, a value of $5,482. Classes begin next Thursday. You'll have immediate access to the first 6 modules that we already recorded, and you'll get access to our live Zooms classes starting this next week. VIP reopened 75% off today, and regularly $4,800. You're going to get the complete system. It's yours today for $1,297 minus the awesome discount that we have because we recently wrapped up one of the last modules. You actually get a special discount when you go to cashtoassets.com/trade now. You can find that in the link below this video. Friendly reminder, probably goes without saying, but I'm sincere with you guys. You get a 30-day, no hassle money back guarantee. I encourage people to take action. That means having that risk averted. And if you try my system today, see for yourself what others have held back and give me a fair shot, then I'll get on the phone with you. If you have something that you don't like the color, that's fine. You owe it to yourself to make this small investment, follow the system, and experience the results. Isn't that awesome? So go to cashtoassets.com/trade now to join, or you can click the link in the description below to join us next Thursday. Now, David says the course completely changed how I think about trading AI, and I finally feel like I have a system that works. Already made my first profitable trade. Here's some of the winners in our StockMate community and also in the system where they've seen returns that have been greater than that of the markets, investing in the fastest growing markets. And John says the step-by-step approach made everything so easy to understand. I can't believe I didn't start earlier. I've already made gains using the strategies in StockMate. So I have a special bonus for the next 20 fast action takers. And this is why we're limited on spots, and why when I say the next 20, I really do mean we're limited on spots. Flip the switch. This puts your portfolio 100% on autopilot, so you can just sit back and let the trades land in your buy box. This is the world debut of Mercatus. The normal stock finding system is dive into financials, check the news, build the watch list, go through that whole process of analyzing the stock, and then start over for every single stock. Narish says, how is payment made? You can go click the link in the description down below. I can see that you'll go to the page, you'll click the button to join. It will take you to a pop-up or a page where you can do PayPal, you can do the payment plan, or you can do just enter your details there, and after you enter your email, your phone and stuff like that, along with the payment details, and you're good to go. So again, it's a link in the description. So the normal stock analysis is build the list, analyze the market, check the chart, see the financials, read the news, compare the stock, make a trading plan, enter the trade, refresh, and repeat. Until now, analysis automation has been designed to focus almost exclusively on just buy and sell ratings. But profitable trades, they normally take technology and human skill. But imagine if you could automate the technology and eliminate the human skill to make better trades. So this is bonus number 1. You get a 1-year license free and save your spot in the beta group of Mercatus AI, which is our predictive AI and market analysis software. So the software here is, if I pull it up and you want to take a look, why don't I just show you? I don't have to tell you. Why don't I show you what it's like? So if I go to here, we're focusing on building charts that are future-based and visualizing markets and company connections, outlooks visually to see how companies are growing. These are the tools that hedge funds do not share with you. These are the tools that they use for themselves that we're building for you. And you can use different models, whichever companies are having the most accurate researchers and highest returning AIs that are built, and it will do the market data research, all the news sentiment, the economic indicators, the technical patterns, and do the research for you. And the Mercatus advantage, this Mercatus AI, is all about charting the future. Now, if I click login, and I go through, I'm gonna go into this here. I can actually visualize markets and see how they're connected. I can click on AI and see these companies in defense or enterprise and see the connections. In fact, one of the cool things was the projections for Big Bear. You can see Big Bear is currently at $5.80. And if I add a few cents, so why is this important? Well, essentially, what we're building here is something that goes through all of that analysis process for you and then shares with you where it did its analysis, how it did its analysis, so you can double check it as well. So as you can see here, we have the next day. I can go through the next month and see the contributing factors behind why it's projecting the price it's projecting for the next month. And this is Mercatus. It's a software that's going to change and revolutionize the way that we invest. And guess what? It's a $1,990 value. You get a 1-year license free for your spot in beta when you enroll in the virtual stock trading system. Now, some of you guys are saying, Will, I like the 6 weeks class. I like the full 6-module system. Seems pretty simple. And I like the AI. That's going to definitely simplify things. What else? What else? Well, bonus number 2, you get a growth launch strategy call. Jump on the phone for a one-on-one strategy session with me. I'll get on the call with you. It's value of easily $300. We charge upwards of $500 a month for just one call a month. Not that I have ego that I want to set my prices very high. It's actually just increased over the last year or so as demand's increased and my calendar is very limited. So that's why we literally do have limited spots in the virtual stock trading system. And I want to work with you one-on-one. So again, you can get this bonus, a growth kickstart launch strategy call, for free as a bonus when you join the virtual stock trading system. Now, some of you guys say, Will, I'm there. I'm almost there. I think I'm there. But what else? Bonus number 3. You get a free, that's right, free access to the StockMate 1-year membership for our daily live sessions. And I do see some of the spots going on the fast action takers. There's 20 spots available. Just want to let you guys know. Will help you make faster progress and get in the room each day at market open. Now this value says $449. StockMate's now at $549, and I want you to know that access to the live sessions, you're going to get a free t-shirt sent to you. Things are slow at the moment. All right, hopefully we're okay. Things are slow at the moment. All right, hopefully we're okay. You get targets for the week, all of the stocks that are currently posting growth and when they're reporting earnings, both pre-market and after hours. Exciting earnings for every single week here. If you ever want to learn how to come up with a trading plan, this is a pre-ChatGPT written book that I wrote before AI really existed. So how to set a trading plan, the ordinary versus the profitable, the 95% versus the 5%, the how to actually learn, the examples of a trading plan, and also we focus on the actual mindset and the emotional IQ required to stay on track, stay steady, and have the success. And when you get it, you'll keep it because you have the emotional ability to make it happen. And as you can see, live trading, daily live trading is happening in 11 hours there. It's on the calendar. If you ever need to find the link, add it to your calendar or anything like that. So I showed you it. There it is. I am including it here as a bonus for joining the virtual stock trading system. And then bonus number 4, just when you thought things couldn't get any better, you have 2 tickets to StockMate Live. Come hang out with my team and I in Miami or Florida or California. No outside speakers, 100% value. And it's a value of $4,800, absolutely free. 2 tickets you get to come. And you can claim that by going cash2assets.com/trade now or the link in the description. So the AI stock trading system, you get the complete system, all 6 modules, plus all of the bonuses we just outlaid. The value is coming out to $11,469. Classes begin next Thursday. The VIP reopen is 75% off today, regularly $4,800. You're going to get immediate access to the past 6 modules that we closed on the system, and now we're reopening it today. It's yours today for just $1,297, and there's a special discount for you when you click the link in the description or click this button, or not button, but go to this link on the screen here. Whichever one you want. You could search up the link or you could click the link in the description. And finally, don't wait. You committed to yourself to succeed. Right now is your shot. The progress you're looking for is in the work that you're avoiding. I'm going to show you how to get there. And if you say, what if I go all in with Will? And you're wondering, what would that be like? Hey, now's your shot. This is the chance. You don't have to look back and say, what if? Right now it's open and it is going to be closing soon. But I want to give you guys the opportunity to experience the system, get the breakdowns, get the full use of the system, work with me one-on-one, get the one-on-ones, get the stock meets, have the ability to see some of these the kickstart guides and what we're putting into all of the new beta that we're releasing with Mercatus, which is our new software. You can get it all, and it's there. Thanks so much for tuning in. If I earned your thumbs up, hit the like button. Appreciate you all. I'm excited. I see some of you guys saying I'm in, I'm on it. Someone says, how do I make the payment? And again, if you have any questions, you can always send me an email, willrich@cash2assets.com, or you could screenshot the screen so you got the link for you later, and then you can go take a look at it. And when it comes down to the questions or things like that, the page that this link goes to should answer most of your questions. And if you have anything else, feel free to comment. Do you guys have any comments, questions, things like that you want to leave in the chat? I'd be more than happy to answer them. Actually found that one of the best ways that we found potential growth in resources that we create for members oftentimes comes from members. Someone said, Will, how do you know everything you know, and what makes you think that I know all that I'm going to be there? And I say, I don't know. A lot of the members come up with some of the best things. Isn't that funny? Thanks. But I live on the East Coast and work between opening and closing bells. Sounds great for West Coasters. Well, outside of that, you do get not just the daily live trading, but you get the weekly calls, and those are lifetime access to all of the recordings, Michael. So if you do want all of the recordings of the weekly sessions and get the one-on-one call with myself, and potentially build out a system to be able to listen potentially on opening bell or something like that, well, it's there for you. Can it work when you don't have time? For sure. Yeah, it can for sure work when you don't have time. Like one of the testimonials we had earlier with Charles, it was, where was the testimonial with Charles? Charles said, he said, most of the times I'm getting myself ready for work and I'm listening to the live sessions, doing the trades along with Will. I'm too busy getting myself ready in the morning, so I never have a chance to say anything in the chat, but I listen, and I want to take my time here to say thank you because he made a $1,200 gain on just a $5,000 investment there. Michael says, thank you. That helps. Absolutely. Any other questions you guys have about the virtual stock trading system, you can always drop it into the chat, and I'll be more than happy to answer. One of the things too is people think that they're like, I have all this stuff I'm looking at and I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to it or what have you. Everything's at your own pace. And someone just told me the other day, they said, Will, I like the simplicity, because the other materials that I'm like waiting to get to, when I actually dive into them, they're all over the place and I can't understand things. Like I can't apply what I'm trying to do. Like I can't actually do anything with it. And I'm like, yeah, that's the whole goal, right? Simplicity to get you to where you want to go. And so I thought that would be helpful for you guys to know. Simplicity is the goal. And you'll see that on the page. If you go to the link down below and you want to join us in our live session tomorrow morning, but also get access to Mercatus, get access to the new software, and then get inside of StockMate, but get that one-on-one call. When we're looking at some of the projections and we're exploring the Mercatus beta and how it's starting to shape up, it's super exciting. It's very exciting, and I cannot wait for you guys to use it. It's pretty cool. Yeah, you got Ion Q, you got Rigetti. It's a cool thing, so that you can kind of jump in and then you could see the next, week or the next day, it's saying 1% here. And it gives you why, it tells you what it is. And so as we start to build out some of these outlooks for the next 6 months or what have you, essentially all the research I do, the financials, the news, the different charts that would relate, and the news and all the catalysts that relate to that specific time frame are considered for the analysis of that time frame. And this is where we get to see which models, which AI models that are coming out are generating the best returns and are the smartest in their real-time analysis. And that's the other thing we're limited to, is only models with real-time analysis. But that's really a big key. It's a big key there. So if you guys have any other questions, you can always send me an email. With that being said, I want to end with a quote here. And I'm going to pull in this quote here from Warren Buffett. And there's this really good quote. And let's see, it was right here. And some people, they tell me that they get worried about things because of the market fluctuations, because of the different changes in the policy or what have you. And I say, this is the quote. So Warren Buffett says, market fluctuations are your friend, not your enemy. Profit from the folly rather than participate in it. And there's also a really good quote here. There's an interesting quote that Dan Ives made the other day, but it's not showing up, so I'm not going to be able to pick it. But there's some really interesting quotes on here. Another one from Warren Buffett: forecasts may tell you a great deal about the forecaster. They tell you nothing about the future. And that's the key too. What you'll learn is it's going to become more and more about the plan that you have and less about the perfectness of your investing. The people that are working steadily with the goal are the ones that are able to execute and ultimately move towards the results that they want. So guys, as we wrap up here, just wanted to wrap up this session and let you guys know I appreciate your time. Thanks so much for tuning in. Would love to see you guys in the virtual stock trading system. It's that first link in the description. And I'll see you in the next live session. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. Take care. Have a great rest of your Thursday.